Hi guys, it's Alexis. I am doing, I think, my first video. So my name is Alexis, I guess. I think I should share that. Whatever. But I'm doing a video about TAPIF, which is the Teaching English Assistant Program in France. So if you are wondering about that, you came to the right place. I'm making some videos. Right now we're in the 2018-2019 year with TAPIF, but I want to make videos because when I was looking around and kind of doing stuff, I didn't actually find that many videos. Like, there's definitely vlogs out there about the program, but not nearly as many as I thought there would be. And to be honest, sometimes I like to just kind of like listen to something rather than have to like read a whole blog about it. And well, who knows, probably make a blog or something too one day. I kind of like that auditory option that this provides. So whether you're looking at me or not, I hope whatever I'm about to say proves useful to you. I'm going to be making a lot of videos. Sorry, but there's something. A lot of videos about this because I'm definitely just, I'm hoping to prepare you guys for the program and everything like that. But you know, this first one will kind of be definitely a bit more of an overview, my current sentiments, a little kind of brief thoughts and opinions I have so far. We're only in like week 3, I guess, of like officially working, so aren't that far in. But I just kind of give you a bit of an overview of what I'm doing in the program, where I am, and some of the key differences that I've noticed. I definitely want to make more targeted videos about, like, a video about orientation, a video about my school specifically, and a video about where I'm coming from and kind of the decision process that brought me to being here, and kind of all the different things that entails, and opening bank accounts and all of that fun stuff that we're constantly stressed out about here. So in this first video, welcome. I will give you a brief overview, very brief, and then we'll kind of, you know, in the future I'll make more targeted ones. And certainly feel free to comment if you want something specific, and that'll kind of allow me to expedite that video, I suppose. So please do like it, leave a comment, whatever. I don't watch that many YouTube videos, so I don't know what to say here. Anyway, so my name is Alexis. I am coming from Washington, D.C. That's where I was when I applied. So I was living from Washington for about the past 4 years. Originally from New Jersey, but I graduated in 2013 from the College of William and Mary. Hey, Trad Pride. And then I went back home for about a year and moved then to Washington, D.C. for work, and I worked in human resources. So I've been working in, I majored in French, but I've been working definitely in a totally different field since I graduated. Really nothing I did at all allowed me to keep up my French. I did take a Alliance Française French class, I think once, for 1 semester, or however they count it, when I was in DC. But really that was it, besides doing some Pimsleur online courses and stuff like that, kind of listening stuff in the drive to work and whatnot. That was about it. So that's where I'm coming from. So hello to my DMVers, especially those in Nova. But I kind of have definitely, you know, I'm a little bit of a non-traditional student, which is also, not traditional to be fair, which is also why I wanted to do this video, because while I love all my babies out there, you know, a lot of the people, especially Americans who do this program, seem to be on the younger scale, who are, you know, fresh out of undergrad or fresh out of grad school. So that's still putting you in like the 20 to 23 age range, kind of maybe 24, and I'm 27, so I'm a little bit older. Granted, I know there are some people who are doing this program who are like 35, because I think that's at least in the US the age cap, and so you're all probably thinking I'm a baby. But still hoping that if you are someone who's maybe not fresh out of school or something like that, and this is kind of a new change, I hope that I will be able to answer more questions for you over time. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you had any kind of questions regarding like how I decided to make this decision while I was having a pretty decent career in DC, and just kind of traded it all for, I wasn't, you know, living on high life on Wall Street, but I had a pretty good life. So you know, what kind of led me to be like, let's drop it all and make 800 euros a month. So I'll kind of make another video specifically about that. That's targeted to there. However, anyway, we are in about week 3. I said the program always starts on October 1st. I flew into Paris on September 18th or September 19th, stayed a night, and then I came here just so I didn't have to kind of like book it immediately to Avignon. I'm in Avignon, France, which is in the south. It's part of the Aix-Marseille rectorate, so that's kind of what I'm part of. I will say Avignon is on the Rhone River, and I'm right on the edge of Montpellier, so I'm in Aix-en-Provence, but Montpellier is just across the river, so that is kind of an interesting little thing about it. I asked for there's questions when you're filling out the application form about the size of the town, kind of placement where you want to be. I asked for, I believe, large or like medium sized. I didn't want to be in a village, and I'm not. Yay. If you are in a village, I'm sure you'll be okay, but I didn't want to be. I knew that would be a lot harder. I would have sucked it up if I had to, but wasn't my preference. So I'm in Avignon. It's definitely not like huge by any means, but it has a lot of people, and there are actually a lot of assistants here who either live in the city center and work not far away, or some people who are even living in the city center and working a few towns away, like in Carpentras. I can't think of other towns now, but a few people are in Carpentras, and a few of them actually do live in the city center and commute out because we only have to work 12 hours a week, or they are like coming in on the weekends to visit and stay with people, or are just like while they're here to do something at the bank or something, anything like that, they're hitting us up. When I was choosing where I wanted to be, I actually selected Montpellier as my first choice, Aix-en-Provence, Aix-Marseille, as my second choice, and then I believe like Nancy Metz. I honestly don't know what my third choice was, but anyway, got my second choice. I'm happy, especially because it's right by Montpellier. I chose Montpellier because I had studied abroad. I did a William & Mary study abroad program there, and I knew I really liked it. So I was like, it's not broke, don't fix it. I liked Montpellier, so I'm fine going back to that section. I think it was also choosing between there or Nice or something like that, because obviously never against being warm. We're here during the fall to spring, so we are not here during the warmest time of the year. So I was like, I don't want to be up north. That doesn't bring me joy, although it certainly is beautiful up there. But I kind of wanted to be down here, and I had known it. I liked the lifestyle down here, and that's kind of why I chose Aix-Marseille. Obviously, I didn't know where I would get in that jumble, but I did know I knew what Avignon was once I got my letter kind of stating where I was. I was like, I've heard of you. I knew about that, I feel like, in history class because of the schism of the papacy in the past. So that was cool, and I'm sure I will learning more history while I'm here. So I'm in Avignon. I am teaching primary school, so I'm at 3 schools. What that means too is basically I'm at 3 schools and you do an hour. You're committed to doing an hour per class. So I'm at 3 schools, so I'm doing 6 hours at one school and then 3 at 2 others. So that's kind of how it adds up then till 12 and the end of direct face-to-face teaching to student time. I will recommend to you that if you are primary, go really look at primary blogs, people who did blogs or writings about their specific school. If you're secondary, do the same. If you are in Aix-Marseille region, try to find people's stories about that. If you are in Paris region, try to find people's stories about that, and Montpellier, etc. I don't know all the other ones, so but I would definitely recommend that, because what kind of was a surprise to me has been how varying people's experiences are. It varies from your town, where you're at, the people you got that day at the bank. It varies a lot more than I thought it would too, from primary to secondary. So that was kind of why I would recommend, and I can only speak, and that's why I will say this, I can only speak from my experience and what I'm currently this year experiencing in the Aix-Marseille, So therefore bear with me, and I'm sorry if this is not the same experience that you've had or are currently having if you're watching this in the future, or past. Yeah, I mean. So we had kind of like an orientation week. So when October 1st hit, all the primary kids, which I didn't realize it was just primary at the time, all the primary people in Avignon, we met in Avignon and had to give in all the paperwork that day. So everything that I had to deal with, our social security information that they needed, like our birth certificate copies and stuff like that, and our payment, like in order to get paid, so we needed a RIB, which is like a direct, essentially in my mind, I'm taking it, considering it's like a direct deposit form that your bank gives you to give, and so that you can get paid properly and all of that. That's what we bought that day. Myself and another girl, McKenna, we have an amazing conseiller pédagogique. She actually took the two of us. The other girls had gone to their schools already, but we hadn't been face to face yet. She took us to our schools, drove us there, and we just briefly like went in and met some of our directors. I will say another thing I'm shocked about, at least the primary level, is, and compared to the United States, is a lack of administrative professionals, I suppose. Like there's no, that I've counted at least, like no secretaries or anything at these schools. Like it really seems to be the teachers, a nurse, like a librarian, and that's it. I think the director of the school is essentially just the head teacher. So they have like, they're still teaching classes, but then they're also in charge of kind of like handling things. So that is a wake-up call, and that I think is going to probably pose some issues in the future, just because, you know, I'm used to probably too many admin professionals in the United States, where we have like 5 principals or like 5 vice principals. I think my high school had that, honestly. We had like 4 or 5 vice principals. Why, I don't know. So that's going to be interesting. But really, the primary's been so different. So that was what we did primary. Then the next day, everybody in the whole region had to go meet in Marseille. We stayed the night, and then the next day we went to we went to one of the colleges nearby. Went to Aix-Marseille University, and we met up and had like a giant, everyone was there meeting, and this was way more slideshow driven, and a gentleman just kind of spoke about a lot of different things, referenced the website for Aix-Marseille, Academy, and etc. And that was interesting. It was a really great time, honestly. I enjoyed it more for just meeting people and kind of pushing myself to get out there, because I had been kind of a hermit, I think, before that. So that was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. And then when we came back, by we I mean the primary people, came back, and then we had another day of orientation nearby. We had to take a train, but it was really close. And that was just the primary people again, and that's where we learned more about teaching techniques. It was more games, like learning games to play with the kids and stuff like that. And then the secondary people actually stayed in Marseille. I don't know what they did, because I wasn't there, but they stayed in the area. I think they might have had to taken a train too, but they had another secondary of orientation as well. But they handed their paperwork in Marseille. We had our paperwork in the day before. So this is why I recommend that you definitely just don't get freaked out if you're hearing people saying all these different things and you're like, that's not what my schedule says, because I had gotten lunch with a bunch of people who were all secondary, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm going back tomorrow, and they're like, we're staying till, I was like, we're staying another night. Cue minor panic attack, until realizing that I was at a totally different schedule, like purposely, than they were. So don't freak out, just calm down always, because people are always going to be freaking out in this program, especially at the beginning. So just breathe. You'll be okay. Like, nothing is the end of the world, in my opinion. You're definitely going to want to always make sure you try to get housing and a bank account first, and handle all the visa mess, which I will definitely make a video on, especially because they changed the process within the past year. Like, I was the first year of them doing it with a third party. Therefore, I will make a video. Don't you worry. But that being said, as long as you have like those 3 things figured out as soon as possible, you'll be okay. And there will be people to help you, and don't be afraid to turn to your fellow assistants, because they're really great people. I'm so grateful. And everyone has their time. Everyone has their moment. Like, You're going to find people who you feel like are more prepared than you, and you're going to feel like there are people who didn't read anything. And I think we all have our moments, we all have our days. There are sometimes where I'm like, what email are you talking about? I don't remember this email. But then other times where I'm like, yeah, that was in the handbook. Don't worry, we all have our moments. It's why we have each other. It's why there are so many Facebook groups for assistance, and eventually, you know, you're probably going to have like group me's and other ways to chat to everybody and share your anxieties. So don't stress too much. I really like it here in Avignon. I will say, like, I'm happy. I, again, requested to be not in like a tiny place. I wanted to be in either a city or a smaller city. I didn't want to be in a village. So, and I'm not. And I'm happy about that for sure. I really like it. It's cute. You honestly, like, on day one, I realized that I could probably walk anywhere within the ramparts, which are like the castle walls, and eventually find my way back to my lodging. So that was good. That was nice. That was helpful. But there's things to do, and that I'm really grateful for. And there's a lot of assistance here, which is also really nice and really cool. I will say that if you are in a village or further away, or like the only person where you are definitely gonna have to make more of an effort to just talk to people and get out there and stuff like that. But like I said, for people who are not in the city center or anything like that, well, you know, someone says like, hey, like I have to go to the post office today to do something, or I have to go to the bank today, especially in the beginning. You'll be at the bank a few times probably, and you're like, I have to go to the bank to do something. Does anyone want to meet up? But like, is anyone around for coffee? Like, I just met someone over the weekend, and then I think it ended up being like 4 or 5 of us, because he's like, hey, is anyone gonna be around? Like, I have to come in to go to the bank. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll do lunch. Why not? So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You have to do that. I didn't when I, like, for the first week and a half here, and I was really miserable because it was just such a change, and when you haven't found a place yet, finding a place and getting a bank account, that really lightens the load a lot. Once I had that, I was like, okay, now I can make friends. Now I can try and meet people and all of that stuff. And it's been great. There's so many nice people. And I think you're just, no matter what, even if you don't become best friends with somebody, they're still gonna, if you have a question, they're still gonna help you out, and they'll still give you an answer. Because most likely someone else has thought of the same question as you if they haven't asked it yet, or they somehow figured out how to fix it already, and it'll make your life a lot easier if they can just tell you and give you the secrets to their success. So that's really kind of the gist of what has kind of surprised me so far. I'll get more into the surprises of primary for sure, because there's definitely a few things that surprised me. The lack of English knowledge, for one, and also English spoken much to teachers, and my kind of embarrassment level of French. So I'll get into that more. We actually have a break coming up this week, so that's exciting and give people something to look forward to. Yeah, I'm actually going with a couple assistants, and we're going to Strasbourg and then Prague and Vienna. Hey, so continuity haircut here. I maxed out my memory card, and then completely forgot I never filmed a wrap up to my first video. Fantastic. Vlog is going swimmingly well. So with that being said, I did go on fall break already. It was great. We went to Strasbourg, and we actually ended up doing a day trip to Baden-Baden in Germany, and then we did the Prague and Vienna, which was awesome. And in my next video, I'll kind of get into a little bit about all the lovely things Tucson offered. But please like, comment, subscribe to my channel and my videos. I really appreciate it, and I would love some somewhat nice, if that would be possible, feedback, or at least tips and tricks. I have filmed some videos already, so there's only so much I can do, but I do have a couple things coming up, like my fall break trip and a couple other things like visas and orientation and whatnot. So hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys later. Be soon.